everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can tell, I'm back. I feel like I haven't filmed a video in such a long time now. I apologise for that. It's been pretty chaotic in my life, and yeah, but I am now back to my usual 2-week schedule, so prepare for lots of videos coming out very soon. And I just hope you all enjoy today's video, because I think 2 weeks ago now, I want to say, I went to Leeds Arena to see Olly Murs in his All the Hits tour and had the best time. I was lucky enough to get the VIP package, and because I wanted to do a review of the concert today, I just thought, because there isn't really a question about like merch and what we got with the VIP package, that before I started answering any questions, that I would actually show you guys as sort of like a mini haul. So obviously I will start with what I'm wearing. So when I saw the merchandise online, I wasn't a huge fan of this t-shirt, and then I knew that I did want to get like a t-shirt or the hoodie, but at the time I was a bit like, do I really want to spend a lot of money on a hoodie? Which I probably will do because it is online now, so yeah. But I saw this t-shirt and I actually sort of fell in love with it. It's such a nice colour, it's really bright, and I obviously, from like my hair and stuff, I love bright colours, and I really like it, so I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna buy it. And then I also bought, bear with me, no, not that one. I bought, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but he did a pin badge, which obviously with me, I love collecting pins, and I thought this was really nice. So it says OM for obviously Olly Murs, and 15 because he has been in the music industry now for 15 years, which is crazy. And I also bought this, which was a lanyard, and the reason I bought this was because on the back, I have now used it, I don't know how well you can see, but it's a QR code, and when you scanned the QR code, you basically, when you bought it, you could pre-order the album. So it is so exciting because I have pre-ordered the album, I have listened to the clip of his new single, and I have heard his new single, which is unreal and amazing, but I will talk about that in a lot more detail. And then, because I was also VIP, I got this bag. So yeah, I have always wanted to do VIP at an Olly Murs tour date. Never thought I'd do it, and then for this tour I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And then we've got this, which is a signed print, which I love. I really love it. Really cute, I don't know. we got these as well, which are sunglasses, but because I need like prescription sunglasses, when I wear them I can't see a thing. But I mean, I wore them for like a little photo, like, but yeah, I just can't really see out of them, so yeah. We also got this lanyard. So again, it's very green, so like everything was green, and I quite liked that. And it says Olly Murs 15 years of hits VIP, and then it's got like all of the tour dates on the back, and then like a little photo, which is very cute. And the last thing, which is probably my favourite item out of the bag, is a bucket hat. A bucket bucket hat. I love hats of like any sort, like caps, bucket hats, beanies, bobble hats, anything you can think of. I love it. And as soon as I found out we were getting these in the bag, I was so happy. And yeah, I have wore this such for quite a few times now. I've wore it and I absolutely adore it. It is so cute and it's perfect for like summer, so I will be wearing this a lot in the summer. So yeah. And then that's all I got was like merch and things. I could have spent a lot more money than I did, but because obviously the final cruise payment was due on that day, I was a bit like, I don't really want to spend too much money. So yeah. Okay, now to get into the questions. So, question number 1. How would you describe the energy of the concert? I would say the energy was really good. I will say this now, because his support acts were Blue, I didn't really know a lot of their songs. I mean, I knew like 1 or 2. And to be fair, they were a good support act, but they weren't really my thing. Yeah, I would have much preferred like a DJ or something. But the energy for when Olly was on was just unreal. Like, I loved everything about like his actual set, and yeah, it was just amazing. And I think because he's like so energetic on stage and he dances and sings and like interacts, it sort of makes the audience energetic as well. So yeah, I thought the atmosphere was electric. Question number 2. What was Olly Murs like on stage? Any standout moments in his performance? Like I've said, he is a natural showman. Like, he can dance, he can sing, he can talk to the audience a lot, and he interacts with the audience a lot as well. And he's very thankful for like the position that he is in. And I love when artists are like that. Like, he doesn't really brag, he's quite humble, and he's just the loveliest guy ever. I love him a lot. Oh sorry, the questions have gone off, bear with me, there we go. Standout moments from the performance. I think I have to say the medley. So if you don't really go and see Olly Murs live, for all of his tours, I believe, all of the ones I've seen anyway, he has done a medley of like iconic hits, and they have like iconic themes. And the theme for this tour was like 1980s music, and it was so much fun. And just, I felt like it really got the crowd going, because obviously there are quite a few mums in the audience, and obviously people who were born in the 80s, so, or like were around for that period of music. And obviously everyone knows like 80s classic songs, like I do, so yeah. And it was just really fun. I loved it a lot, so yeah. Question number 3. Did he interact much with the crowd, and any fun or emotional moments? Yes, he did interact a lot with the crowd. So on every single tour day, he has a runway that has like steps on the end of it, and he goes down to like the fans who are at the barrier at that side, and like sort of chats to a few of them, and like asks them questions and things, which I think was really nice. Obviously I would have loved to have been chatted to, but I wasn't sat where that happened, so yeah. But he does sort of come around the audience in the medley. So if you're sat on like one of the lower tiers and you're at the front, you have chance to like hug him or get a selfie or just touch him. I didn't get to touch him because I was second row, but yeah, it was still amazing and very, very fun. Any emotional moments? Yeah. I will say, Dear Darling, like, that song in the studio version isn't really emotional. Whenever you hear it live and it's on the piano, he dedicates it to like people he's lost, or like people in the audience. If you've lost someone, he sort of asks you to sing it for them. And like, I have lost a few people, and it did make me think of them, and sort of like, I didn't cry, but I got like goosebumps and things. So yeah, it was really nice. And he does like ask you, if you're with someone that you love, to give them a hug and stuff. And yeah, it was a really, really nice moment to like share and just feel the love in the room. So yeah, it was lovely. Question number 4. What were the highlights of the set list for you? Highlights of the set list for me were Army of Two. So I'm sort of going to do like a top 3, but definitely Army of Two. Like, I have always wanted to see that song live, and before I went, I don't think I have ever heard it live. Yeah, very, very fun, very good. I don't know. For number 2, I will say Please Don't Let Me Go, especially during the best part of the song where it goes like 1, 2, 3, woo! And me and a girl who was sat next to me managed to make John from John and Darren laugh, because we were just really, really loud. We were feeling the energy and like the vibe of the concert. So yeah, we did go a bit crazy, so we're to say, in that song especially. So yeah, it was very funny. And I think my favourite song from the whole night, you know what, I'm gonna say his new single. Like, before I went, I didn't watch any clips of his new song, so I didn't know any of it. Like, I didn't know what it sounded like. The only thing I did hear was obviously the snippet from when I pre-ordered the album, and that was literally when I was in my seat for the show. So yeah, and it very much reminds me of like old school Olly, but with a twist, and I really, really liked his new single. So I am very excited, and I do hope he does release it soon, because it's such a bop. Like, it's unreal. I love it. I think that's 3 songs. Yeah. Question number 5. Sort of already answered this, so I might change it. Yeah, I think I'm going to change this question. So Jade, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I have sort of already answered this. So I am going to add, did I get any interactions during the show? Yes, I did. As I said, I got quite a few off John, actually, because for me, whenever I go to an Olly Murs gig, he has 2 backing singers, well, technically 3, but for me, the main 2 are John and Darren. And I made a banner that said, came for Olly Murs, stayed for John and Darren. And literally, like, where I was sat, I was directly opposite John and Darren throughout the whole night. And I kept on sort of like, I didn't want to be holding the banner up all night. Like, I wanted to just hold it up at certain points. And there was a point during the evening that John, Darren and Katie went on like the mini stage, literally where I was. And I was like, I gave it to my mum to hold up because I was filming. And I sort of started pointing at the banner. And I think it was Katie like saw it and sort of like nudged to John, because he was sort of interacting all night with me. And he saw it and like pointed and smiled, and that just proves that banners are so worth making. So definitely make one if you go to a concert, because it gets unbelievable interaction. And to be honest, I don't know if a certain interaction was at me, but in Oh My Goodness, which is one of my favourite songs, he sort of like came onto the mini stage where I was, and part of the song, one of the lyrics is, "And I don't care if you go and break my fall." And he sort of like pointed in my direction, and I did manage to film it, but I don't know if it was at me, because I don't want to be like big-headed and say, "Oh my god, that was at me," if it wasn't, because it will make me look like a bit of an idiot, to be honest. But I am gonna say it was at me. I feel like it was, because he sort of smiled before he did it, and then he did it, and I was just like, was that at me? I don't know. I feel like it was, so I am gonna say it was, yeah. Question number 6. Was there a moment that gave you goosebumps? I was gonna say Dear Darling, however, I also remembered something truly beautiful that happened as part of the set. So because John and Darren have been with Olly since like day one, they did a really like sort of like a cappella, I want to say, of Hand on Heart. And I know I've said this quite a few times, but that is one of my all-time favourite tracks that he has ever released. And whenever I do karaoke, if I do an Olly Murs song, I tend to do that one. And I actually cried in that song, and I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. Like the arrangement of the vocals, the harmonies, just everything about it was absolutely stunning. So yeah, and for someone like me who is a massive John and Darren fan, to do that was just beautiful. I loved it, and I do think it was one of my highlights of the whole night. So yeah, loved it. Question number 7. What did you think of the lightning? Try that again. Of the lighting, visuals and staging. I really liked it. Like, Olly Murs always has good staging. Like, he doesn't just stand in one area. Like, he went to literally every single section of the stage. He used the ramp, he used like obviously the runway, and then like our side and the other side, which like throughout the night you just could see him wherever you were. And because Leeds Arena is such a well-built arena, like wherever you're sat you have a good view, but I like to be as close as possible. So yeah, like I loved my view, so yeah, can't argue with that. Lighting was quite simple, I think, but I really liked the pyro, the fire, the flamethrower. But the visuals, oh my god, they were amazing. And actually a performance that I don't think I mentioned about was Never Been Better, which, can I just say, is my song. Like, I love that song so much that when I do karaoke before the Wanted, I might actually do that song if they have it, because it's amazing. And he used the visuals, because he would like not hit the screen, but he'd like nudge it and the screen would react. So like he'd do that and then it would like break, and then do it again and it would break again. And I just thought it was really, really cool. And I was just like, wow, because it looked absolutely fantastic and amazing, and I loved it. So yeah, well done, Olly. Question number 8. what was your favourite moment of the night? I don't know. Like, there was so many good, like, standout moments. But actually, I am going to say this. So, I know I mentioned a girl earlier in Please Don't Let Me Go. And I was sat next to this girl all night, and she was just like, sort of my type of energy and my type of person. And I don't know how we got chatting, but we got chatting throughout the whole night, and she was really, really lovely. She was called Georgia, and by any chance, if Georgia is watching, hello. Yeah, and I don't know what got us into the topic of like Leeds, but she sort of said, "Are you from Leeds?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And I said like where I'm from, that quite a few people don't really know where I'm from because it's not a very well-known place. And she just was like, "No way." And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "I'm from there too." And I was just like, what are the chances of that? To literally be sat next to someone who I didn't know from my hometown. And I was just like, that is crazy. And because it was quite loud as well, I sort of wanted to, because I thought I can't really leave and not have like her social media or something. So I typed in on my phone notes, "Do you have Instagram?" and sort of like tapped her and pointed at my phone. And she did. And I literally followed, like, as soon as I got out of the gig and we were in the car, I was like, I've got to follow her. And I did. And then I messaged saying, like, "Thank you for such a good night. It was really nice to meet you." Like, it was just so, so crazy. But it just proves how, like, concerts bring people together. And I just love, like, the community, like, aspect of it all. And yeah. And she has said that if there are any other like Olly Murs gigs in the future that we want to go to together, we can. And I just thought that was really, really lovely. So yeah, Georgia, again, if you're watching, thank you for making my night amazing. So question number 9. How did the concert compare to your expectations? I always go in with such high expectations for Olly just because I've seen him live like so many times, and I will say it now, it wasn't my favourite tour I've done of his. Like, his favourite tours of mine are always going to be Never Been Better and Marry Me, especially Marry Me. Like, that tour was something else. However, I do think it was in my top 3. Yeah, so it went top 3, all the hits. Number 2, Never Been Better. Number 1, Marry Me. So yeah, it was amazing. And I think because I'd sort of not really been looking at my feed a lot, because obviously I know a lot of people who went to other tour dates, and I didn't really want it to be spoiled. But I'd seen like the odd little bit that I thought, oh, that won't really spoil it for me. And yeah, it was just amazing, and I absolutely loved it, and it was beyond my expectations. Like, it was such a fun night. And question number 10, how would you describe the experience in 3 words? Energetic, cheeky, and memories. Yeah, because I created such good memories at that night, so yeah. Anyway, that was the final question. I really, really hope you all enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please do not forget to subscribe, because I am sure that I will be going to more concerts. In fact, I have one coming up very, very soon in the end of June, where I will be seeing Max and Siva as the Wanted 2.0. I am so excited for that. I literally cannot wait. I will be vlogging it, so if you want to see that when it gets released, then don't forget to subscribe, like and turn on the bell, as you will be able to be notified of when that vlog comes, because I am beyond excited. Like, I cannot wait, because concerts to me are my happy place. And yeah, so thank you all again for watching, and I will see you all very, very soon with a new video. But for now, this is Redhead Boo signing off. Bye!